Allegiant Marketing Group produces inbound lead generation for our clients through integrated traditional and digital campaigns. We continuously develop new strategies, tactics, and productive efficiencies so you can reach your target market and get a measurable return on investment. This fast-paced world demands for your products and services to be presented at the moment your buyers need them. Targeted and innovative marketing creates your success. Call AMG today, your marketing partner.
Okay. All right, Blake, what was your impressions of the first ball game for the Lady Mustang?
It definitely lived up to the hype. I was excited to see how Coach Rogers brought out this the very young Lady Mustangs team, and said it once, we'll say it many times this year, only one senior on the roster. They had a lot of grit and a lot of toughness, very aggressive on the defensive side of the ball, and had some shots fall in very key moments, and that ultimately was the difference. Like we said earlier, now getting ready for the boys, it's certainly a little bit different era now, having graduated a couple guys that played a lot of minutes for a lot of years. So,
yeah, you're right about that. New look Mustang team this year. Four new starters this year. Once again, if you're just joining us, Fort Cobb Lady Mustangs in the season opener this year defeated Indiahoma 41-32. It was a tie ball game, 16-all at the half, and the Mustangs outscored them in the second half to come away with a 9-point victory. They led by 5 going into the fourth, and Coach Rogers, I think, did an outstanding job, as we talked about in the pregame show, about using strategy to win a close game. And certainly I think that the change in this game came when the Mustangs went from a zone to a man-to-man, and they opened up the second half with a full court man-to-man, and they created some turnovers, and it was nip and tuck there for a little bit. Silverhorn came up with a big steal and layup there, kind of in the middle of that run, kind of ignited things for the Lady Mustangs, and it just seemed like after she made that play, the Lady Mustangs really picked up their confidence level and was able to even play better defense. Got to hand it to Caitlin Kimball, though, of the Lady Warriors post player. She did a nice job today. Mustangs had a difficult time controlling her. She had 12, 13, 14, 15 points for the Lady Warriors. An outstanding contest. So congratulations to Coach Rogers, assistant coach Kelsey Shumpert, and the Lady Mustangs, as they have won their season opener 41-32 over Indiahoma. So congratulations to them. And as Blake said, we will turn our attention now to the boys team, the Mustangs. pretty well going to be a new look team, as he mentioned, as they graduated some seniors off of last year's team who played several years starting in the starting lineup, and so be interesting to see how the Mustangs play this year. They don't have a lot of size. They're all about, I don't know, 5'10" to 6 foot tall probably, and not a lot of experience. They've got a couple that's played a lot, but there's going to have quite a few play this year that's not had a lot of high school experience. So be interesting to see how Coach Hines molds this team. Blake, we know that he's the best coach around, built the premier program in I would say the state of Oklahoma, especially in small school basketball. And they've moved down to Class B this year. They've been in A for most of the years, and they're back because of the enrollment. They're in Class B, and so I would anticipate they still play the same schedule, but in the playoffs, Class B generally not as strong as Class A. So I would expect Fort Cobb to make a lot of noise once again in the playoffs.
And a little bit on Coach Hines and the Mustangs the past years. I believe Mr. Hines been here since 1998.
I believe you're right. I believe you're right. Yes.
Multiple, I can't really call it off the top of my head, but multiple state tournament appearances, 7 state championships, and a few runner-up trophies to go along with that. I did a little bit of research, tracked it back, and Fort Cobb is currently tied for second in the state with the longest active state tournament appearance streak.
Really? How many is that?
They're currently at 9, and they're tied with Tulsa Memorial. They're normally Class 5A or Class 6A.
Yeah.
And Carl Albert, name you mentioned, they're in the girls broadcast and a few state tournament games there. I couldn't find anything before 2011, but they have at least 11 consecutive in 5A and 6A as well. So second overall classes, first for classes 4A and lower.
And that's 9 years in a row at state tournament? Yeah, that's quite an impressive statistic.
That is.
And we might add to that, in that run, they had 4 state titles in a row, and they went to the finals 5 years in a row.
They did.
It's remarkable. I mean, it's just it's when you just stop and think about what I just said, you just think, wow, you know.
And I believe that 4P, as we call it, is second in the state for longest state championship streak, and I believe Douglas had 5.
Okay.
They're in the earlier 2010s.
All right.
And remembering back 2012, the year they missed, the year before that, 2011, we're in the state finals and we won. And
when you think back, 1998, that'd be 21, 22 seasons,
right.
something like that. And they won 7 championships, and I think 3 runners-up, I believe. That's not. I think I'm not.
That sounds right.
That's just remarkable when you think about the last 22 years or whatever that Coach Hines has been at Fort Cobb, and certainly he's a premier coach in Oklahoma that I know of. I was going to mention something a moment ago, and also another thing about Fort Cobb, and you're a part of this. You mentioned that they'd been to state 9 years in a row in basketball. They've been to state 9 seasons in a row in baseball. Am I wrong about that?
I believe it might be 12.
12 seasons in a row? Okay, I was thinking it was 9, but 12's probably right.
I noticed Trish Pierce, who a lot of Fort Cobb fans are going to know, she made a post about that. And now the spring of 2020, that season got canceled because of COVID.
Yeah, so you can't count that,
Probably we would have made it.
Yeah.
But, that's just a big old what if. But not counting that season, there's 12 in a row.
And the Mustangs won the state championship in spring of time gets away from me.
Spring 21.
Spring of 21.
That's correct.
The Mustangs won the championship, and they made the season before that. They were in the finals, right?
That's
Canute
correct.
beat them 1-0.
Yep.
Then they were in the finals this season, right?
Yep.
So the last 3 baseball seasons, they've got a championship and 2 runners-up, and that's in baseball. So that's Dale Bellamy, the baseball coach, and he assists Scott Hines on coaching basketball. So Dale is born and bred in Fort Cobb, been his whole life, and spent some time in Hobart coaching over there, but he's back at Fort Cobb, and he does an outstanding job with the baseball program. And so Fort Cobb, you know, we've got a lot to cheer about in our sports and ag programs and the school in general. It's kind of the focus of our town, and certainly all the young people that participate in all those activities, whatever it is, they try to do the best they can, and it comes from the parenting that they have and the school administration and teachers. They encourage them to try to do their best and everything, and been real successful for a long time. Let's take a 2-minute break, and when we come back, we'll look a little closer at this upcoming ball game. You're listening to Mustangs basketball on FCBMustangs.com.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Ouachita Valley Bank, locally owned and operated since 1902, proudly serving the Fort Cobb area with knowledgeable and friendly professionals that actually care about your financial well-being. Online banking, loans, certificate of deposit, safe deposit boxes, 24-hour telephone banking, and an ATM. For service you can trust, Ouachita Valley Bank, 405-643-2305, member FDIC.
Proud supporters of Fort Cobb Mustangs. The name of the store is T-Birds. Come see Connie for our daily lunch specials. Good. We offer cold drinks, hot food, and a clean environment. Also, $1 Fountain Pop Wednesdays. See you soon. We are your premier best in state driving school, located in Southwest Oklahoma at Fort Cobb Public School. We can provide all the services related to driving in the state of Oklahoma, such as driver's education, in-house testing capabilities, permits, and drive testings for a license. The only thing that you will be required from DPS is your eye exam. We have certified instructors that use our cars to teach your students how to be the best drivers from the beginning. Come see us today for all your driving needs.
We're bringing fiber internet to Fort Cobb. Having fast internet is a must-have, whether you're working or learning from home. That's why we are building a fiber network in your community. We have wireless internet solutions too, available at Fort Cobb Lake, Crow's Roost, Alfalfa, and more. You can count on us for a fast, reliable connection to the world. We're proud to be a local provider that's part of your community. Get connected to Carnegie Fiber today.
All right, welcome back to Indiahoma. About set to start the boys contest. I'd like to once again thank all of our sponsors, the Southwest Driving School, Mr. Kent Sexton, Shelley Dissey, ABC Superior Realty, Carnegie Fiber, Ouachita Valley Bank in Fort Cobb, and T-Birds, Fort Cobb. I'd like to thank Travis Birchie and all he does. Class B boys contest, Fort Cobb Broxton Mustangs taking on Indiahoma Warriors. Ought to be a rousing affair here for Fort Cobb starting lineup. Number 2, Jackson Willits. Number 3, Cray Rogers, who is the son of basketball coach, the women's basketball coach, Jana Rogers. Number 4, Simeon Collins. Number 20, Aiden Lewis. And number 35, or number 33, I should say, Ian Taylor. And the Mustangs coached by Mr. Scott Hines. Taking on the Indiahoma Warriors, they are coached by Mr. Zach Gibson. And they are going to start Start number 3 to Hodson Sunray, a junior. A senior, number 10, Dylan Plaster. A senior, number 24, Nick Chibity. And a junior, number 33, Antonio Reyna. And a sophomore, number 34, J.J. McClung. The Warriors played on Tuesday night, and they defeated Navajo 64-32. So the Warriors come in here with a 1-0 record. So I suspect, Blake, the Mustangs will have a pretty good challenge tonight.
They will. And a little bit on Cray Rogers. I talked to a few of the guys before the game. They say ball handling wise, a little reminiscent of a guy that we remember from last season, Tyson Eastwood. He can shoot the ball. I believe last season at Cordell as a freshman, he averaged 22.
Good.
So
hope he does that at Fort Cobb, don't you?
After losing Eastwood and Kyler Ninton and Rocky Mountain, that's some scoring that we will want back.
Yeah, we'll need. Absolutely. Taylor jumping center against Reyna, and Ian Taylor controls the tap, and the Mustangs will start on offense to start the contest. Indiahoma in a looks like a 3-2 zone. They're going to try to force the Mustangs to make some outside shots, it appears. Into Cray Rogers. Left-handed scoop shot is good by Cray Rogers on a nice feed, and he laid it in for 2. Quick as you could blink an eye. He looks pretty quick. Good quick release. Now the Mustangs are going to play man-to-man defense, one of their hallmarks. Lob it across the... Well, actually, they're in a zone. They kind of looked like a man, but it was really a zone. The ball was out of bounds. And it's going to go to Fort Cobb. Pressure in the backcourt by Indiahoma. And Willits has it. 1-2-2 press by Indiahoma. They're going to test out our ball handling ability right off the bat, and Fort Cobb turns it over on their first attempt at it as Willits tried a long pass over to Collins, and it went out of bounds. Turned over to Indiahoma. Just underway here, opening period. Fort Cobb on top 2-0. Indiahoma dribbles around the perimeter. Lob pass down low, and then Collins got a hand on it. Went out of bounds. It'll stay with Indiahoma. Indiahoma has a size advantage, it appears, Blake. Down low to Reyna, and he's going to be fouled by Aiden Lewis on the inbounds play. But it does look like, as not only height-wise, but kind of they're a little heftier, a little more physical, perhaps. There's a three-pointer left wing, no good. Battle for the rebounds, controlled by Sunray. Dribbles into the paint, still 10-footer is good. Sunray ties the game at 2. Now Collins in the backcourt, heavy pressure, bounce pass to Willits, across the timeline to Taylor, to Rogers, down low to Lewis on the low block. Lost track of it, now he tracks it down, out pass to Collins, to Rogers. Nice outlet to Taylor, right wing 3 on the way, no good. Lewis with an offensive board. Rogers straight away 3 on the way, no good, rattled out. And the Warriors control the ball. Good look that time by Rogers, had it halfway down and popped out. Indiahoma, pretty athletic looking bunch. They swinging around to Sunray. Now out front to Reyna. Three-pointer on the way by Plaster, no good. And it goes off of Aiden Lewis and out of bounds. Lewis did a good job on the offensive glass on a previous trip. He couldn't handle that one, fumbled it out of bounds.
Looks like might have had another guy down there fighting for it.
Yeah. And we're going to have another foul. Mustangs have picked up 3 fouls already. And that foul is going to be charged to Jackson Willits. As Indiahoma forcing the action, picking up some fouls on the Mustang. As Samuel Lancaster set to check in for the Mustangs. He's the tallest Mustang on the team. He's an outstanding jumper, and there's a double dribble on Sunray as he got it caught on his hip. And Lancaster will replace Aiden Lewis for the Mustangs. Does Lewis have 2 fouls or you just have 1?
I have Lewis with 2.
2, okay, that's what I thought. He's got 2 and Willits has 1, I think. Okay, in the backcourt, Collins to Willits. Long pass cross court to Lancaster to Cray Rogers. Now Willits will set up the offense. Against that 3-2 zone. With the Mustangs pushed way out. Lancaster to Rogers. That's kind of an opening down there on the baseline. There's a shot by Simeon Collins, and he drains a long 3-pointer on his first shot attempt, and the Mustangs are up 5-2. 5:05 to play here, opening period.
And Simeon probably going to be the biggest 3-point threat for the Mustangs this season.
That's probably going to be the key to our season, is how well we shoot the ball from outside. And how well we play defense. 3-pointer, no good. Rebound controlled by McClung. Rogers all over him, hands it off to Chabity, and he's going to be bumped and fouled. Or that was Reyna, I'm sorry. And the foul is going to be charged to, is that Willits again?
I believe so.
So that's 2 on Jackson and 2 on Lewis. Already 4 team fouls on the Mustangs. We haven't played half of the first quarter yet. There's a 3-pointer on the way, no good by Plaster. And Willits comes down into the front court to Collins. In the corner to Lancaster. Got to make that zone move so they can get an opening. Taylor, cross court to Lancaster, and the ball hit the standard of the goal, and it's going to be turned over to Indiahoma. I'm sure Samuel's a little bit nervous. This is the first playing time he's had, and not sure he played last season. And coming in this early in the opening contest, I'm sure he has some butterflies, as probably most of them do. Opening night. Running a weave out front. Out front is McClung. Over to Plaster, 17-footer. Good defense by Lancaster. Might have got a finger on that one. And Willits comes away with it. Lancaster's hard to shoot over. He's got long arms. He's probably 6'3". Outstanding jumper. Coach Hines told me one day he's the best dunker by far. That was on last year's team. Rogers all alone, baseline 3, no good. Lancaster there, but the putback won't go. Boy, he got up high on that one, couldn't get it to drop, but good athletic play by Samuel. There's a long 3 on the way by Plaster, too long. Collins with a rebound. Into the front court.
Looks like here early Plaster might be a little bit too eager to shoot the ball. He's 0 for 5.
Yeah. Rogers with it. Back pass to Lancaster under the goal, and ball is tapped away, and he loses it out of bounds. A good break that time by. I'll tell you what, I think we're going to see a dunk sometime in this, either in this contest or the ones to follow. Lancaster has got some hops, I'm telling you. If he gets loose in there like that again, he'll flush it. Inbound to Taylor. To Rogers. Little 6-foot turnaround shot is good. Nice quick move again by Cray Rogers. He's got such a quick release, he's hard to defend. And that's 4 for Cray. And he gives the Mustangs a 5-point lead at 7-2. And there's a moving screen on the Warriors as they had kind of a wall set up at the free throw line, trying to get a 3-point shot off, and a good call by the official. Who'd they charge that to, Blake? I couldn't.
That went to McClung.
Who was that?
J.J. McClung.
Okay.
Number 34.
All right. Mustangs being patient in the backcourt, up ahead to Taylor. Dribbles into paint over to Lancaster, but he couldn't handle a bounce pass. Had a wide open opportunity there, and he's going to be replaced by number 23. That will be Brody Devon. And Brody's a good physical specimen. He's one of the bigger Mustangs, and as I recall him playing junior high, season or two ago. He's a good ball player. He's got the task of defending Antonio Reyna. That's a pretty good load there. There's the late foot shot, no good. Rebound by Cobb. Long three-pointer on the way. This time's good by Dylan Plaster. He's 1 out of 6 now, but that was a big one, and it's 7-4 now, and the Mustangs take a 30-second timeout. We'll be back after this short break.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
.206 to play here, opening period. Coach Hines upset a little bit on that last possession there. You can't let three-point shooters get open, and I think that's what happened, so they made a little adjustment there. Long pass up ahead is going to be intercepted by Indiahoma. Lobs it over to Plaster. Dribbles along the baseline. Willits does a good job, cuts him off, and now they have to go back out in front to Sunray. Chabitty way out front. Backdoor pass to Reyna, lays it in for 2. That's a beautiful play right there. Reyna with his first basket, and we're tied at 7. Trey Rogers might have been fouled a little bit. Gets loose over to Willits. They close out on him. To Collins in the paint. Fumble the pass. He kicks it over to Rogers. Skip pass to Willits. Right wing 3 on the way. No good. And we're going to have a foul on the Mustangs. I'm not sure what happened there, but
Looks like Devon might have tried to go over the back. Maybe.
I mean, it looked like an uncontested rebound there. Anyway, that's critical because I think it was at 16 fouls now. Or
5.
5 on the Mustang. 5, okay. 1:12 to play, opening period. We're tied at 7. Lob pass to Plaster. Willits does a great job knocking that away, and here come the Mustangs. Good defense by Willits as they tried to lob it down low. Mustangs usually defend that pretty well. Devon has it, one dribble. 51 seconds to play. Collins to Willits. Bounce pass into Rogers. 8-footer good. Cray Rogers, he's money in the bank. That's 6 points for Cray, and it's 9-7. Fort Cobb on top with 30 seconds to play, opening period. There's a drive by Plaster. A little Euro step in the paint. He lays it in for 2. We're tied at 9. 17 seconds to play. Now Collins, long pass up ahead to Willits, wide open. Along the baseline, hands it off to Devon. Turnaround shots blocked. And Reyna takes it out of the air with 3 seconds. Three-pointer on the way, no good at the buzzer. After 1 period of play, the Mustangs 9, Indiahoma 9. You're listening to Mustang Basketball on fcbmustangs.tv.
Stream like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at squirtle.com/stream.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back, always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
Versatile Networks can handle all of your school or business technology and wiring needs. Expanding into a new building or office space? We would love to give you a free quote for your network wiring. Are your computers outdated? Are your servers slow? Is your network underperforming? Is your wireless network weak? Let Versatile Networks come in and assess the situation.
As we start the second period of play, it'll be Indiahoma's basketball. Mustangs led it 7-2 early, but we're tied at 9 here as we start the second period. Leading scores for the Mustangs in that first period, Cray Rogers had 6, Collins had a 3-pointer. For Indiahoma, Dylan Plaster has 5, Sunray 2, and Antonio Reyna with 2. There, that play where they try to get it to Plaster. Apparently he's their best shooter because he shoots it a lot. And they really try to set screens for him and try to get him open. There he drives around Taylor. Taylor blocks the shot out of bounds. Good defense that time by Taylor. Indiahoma's a pretty physical bunch. They like to attack the glass and pretty hard to handle. They're a Class B school as well, so kind of need to pay attention to these guys later on in the year. Plaster now got a screen. His 3-pointer won't go. Taylor stumbled, couldn't maintain possession of the rebound, and the Warriors will have another opportunity. There's Plaster out front. McClung over to Chibitty. And there's Reyna. Reyna and Plaster appear to be the two guys that try to score the most. There's a drive by Plaster. Great block by Taylor as he swatted it out of the way. But the Warriors are able to control it. Pretty good defensive possession this time by the Mustangs, that they haven't got the rebounds or the loose ball yet. Rogers doing a good job on Reyna. And there's Chibitty with a screen. He thought about a 3. Collins closed out on him nicely. And now Sunray has it. 6.5 to play in the half. We're tied at 9. No one scored here in the second period. There's a shot by Sunray. Someone got a hand on that, and the Mustangs come away with it.
To me,
go ahead, Blake.
To me, it almost looks like we're using Rogers in there in the post like we did Tyson a lot whenever he wasn't handling the ball.
Yeah.
But Cray's not the primary ball handler. Looks like it's either Collins or Willits. And he's getting a lot of use down there in the post.
Yeah, he's done an outstanding job. He's quick, and he gets just a little bit of hope. They're really looking for him. And there's a loose ball, and it's going to stay with Fort Cobb. But he has a knack for, he doesn't really jump that high, but he releases it so quickly that the defender's not really ready for it when he turns around and he shoots it before they're ready. And it's been effective so far. Aiden Lewis will check in for Brody Devon. And the Mustangs will inbound along the baseline. Try to mop up the perspiration. Guess there's not any towels in the area. They're all using their shoes. So Rogers will inbound. Collins, baseline 3 on the way. Left-handed shot's no good, too strong. Nice rebound by Reyna. Or that's Sunray, I should say. Over to Plaster. Trying to get the ball to Sunray on the back door. Can't do it now. Chibitty, one dribble out front to Reyna. Over to Plaster. Screen, 3-pointer off the back iron. High for the rebound. It's going to go along the sideline. Willits will track it down. Both teams have kind of cooled off here in the second period. Got the percentages up there handy, Blake.
Mustangs 4 for 12, 33%. Warriors 4 for 17, 24%.
4 for 17. They put up a lot of shots, haven't they?
9 threes.
Yeah. Now the Mustangs are going to spread the floor here. Try to create something to get a little opening, and there's going to be they're going to call a moving screen on Cray Rogers. And I don't know what's the foul situation. Is that about 7 on Fort Cobb? And I don't think Indiahoma has too many.
Mustangs of 6, Warriors only 1.
One, okay. Nice interception by Ian Taylor. And Willits has a shot blocked. He thought it might have been goaltending. A great block by Taylor, all for naught. Battle for the rebound, and it goes off of Indiahoma, so it'll go to Fort Cobb. Pretty athletic bunch, this Indiahoma team. They got some size and athletic ability, can run and jump pretty well.
Even with the size, a lot of quickness.
Yeah, you're right. There's Rogers on the drive, and he's going to be shot blocked from behind by Sundance. Or Sunray, I should say. And now Plaster looked like got a knee in the hip from Aiden Lewis, and he's struggling to get up. And we're going to have a little stoppage here to help him. As Plaster was on the floor, a bunch of players trying to pick up the loose ball, and he was got a hip pointer there, it appears. I guess he's up and ready to go. It'll be Mustangs basketball with 4:03 to play here in the second period. Neither team has scored here in the second period, and they're halfway through it. Mustangs haven't really had too many open looks this period. First quarter they were able to get it into Cray Rogers in the paint. He was pretty effective in there with 6 points, but yet to score here in the second. Now Willits out front. Mustangs trying to spread it out a little bit. And Willits fumbles the ball away, and it's picked up by, there's a travel on Sunray. They had a 3-on-2 break, and someone got in the passing lane, and he calls him to turn it over. Cross court pass to Rogers. Into the paint, little 6-foot runner, no good. And he goes over the back of Antonio Reyna to get the foul. I believe that's 2 on Rogers. With 3:41 to play in a half. Well, it must, I don't know, I must be wrong on the fouls because that, I don't know how many they have. They don't have a scoreboard here.
Do you shoot 1 and 1 on an over the back? Offensive over the back?
I guess not. I thought you did on a rebound, but anyway, maybe I'm wrong. 3-pointer on the way, good. By Trace Thomason, who just checked in. And it puts Indiahoma on top, 12-9. Ian Taylor into the front court. Over to Willits, baseline 3 on the way, good. Jackson Willits with the answer. And we're tied at 12. 3 minutes to play. Second quarter. Thomason wanted to try it again. Closed out on him. Good defense by Collins as they tried to get it to McClung going to the hoop. Collins come from behind. There's Willits streaking along the left side. His bounce pass to Taylor. Baseline 3 on the way. High arcing shot's no good. Rogers gets it off of a tap from Willits. And now Rogers has it. 2:31 to play. And they're going to try to spread the floor here. Let Rogers try to go one-on-one. And he's hammered as he goes to the hoop. And the coach was not happy about that call at all, but I don't know how you could argue that. He knocked him to the floor. And Cray Rogers will be at the line shooting 2, as he was hammered by 2 of them, it appeared. He might have got the ball all right, but the bodies collided pretty hard. And free throw is good by Rogers. That's 7 for Cray. He puts Fort Cobb back on top by 1, 13-12. Cray's a good-looking athlete. He's Coach Jana Rogers' son, sophomore. Missed the second. And the Warriors will bring it into the front court. And off to Sunray. Dribbling out front. 2 minutes to play in the period. Over to Thomason. He wants to shoot a three, it appears. To Sunray. Back to McClung. Collins poking at it. Now to Sunray. Long three-pointer, right side, off the heel of the basket, and it went in. Bounded up high about 3 feet, fell in the basket. Indiahoma back on top, 15-13, and Sunray intercepts the pass. Layup no good. Good defense by Taylor. Caused him to alter that shot. Mustangs catch a break there. Rogers along the baseline, over to Collins, out front to Taylor. He'll try a three-pointer straight away, no good. Rebound McClung for the Warriors. Trying to build on a 2-point lead with 1:09 to play in the half. That's Reyna with it. To McClung, going against Willits, knocks him down. Shot off the glass too long. And Taylor controls the boards. Tried to get it into Rogers. They got a hand on it. 2-on-1 break over to, that's Sunray with a basket. 4-point lead. Looked like the Mustangs had them defended, but he came down with the ball, laid it in. Lewis along the baseline, gets position, bumps it off the glass, and good. Good basket. Strong move by Aiden Lewis. And it's a 2-point ball game with 22 seconds to play. I'm sure Indiahoma would love to take the last shot here. Sunray with Rogers on him, 8 seconds to play. Thomason tries a 17-foot arcing shot, no good. Rebound Mustangs. Long pass into the front court, no good. And your halftime score, Indiahoma 17, the Mustangs 15 at the half. Blake, are you ready for the halftime report?
I'm ready.
All right, we'll turn it over to Blake Perryman for the first half wrap-up. Go ahead, Blake.
Mustangs from the field, 6 for 19, 32%. Only 2 for 9 from behind the arc, and 1 for 2 from the line. 10 turnovers. And, you know, the way this game's gone, Indiehoma's taken a lot of shots, and not a lot have gone in. And limiting turnovers second half is going to be something that you're going to have to do to not only keep yourself in the game, but take a lead and maintain that lead. Indiahoma 7 for 24 from the field, 3 for 11 from 3. They have not attempted a free throw yet, and they have only 7 turnovers. Individual scoring here for the Mustangs, Jackson Willits with 3 points, 7 rebounds. Curry Rogers leads, tied for the lead of all scorers with 7, 1 rebound. Simeon Collins, 3 points, 2 rebounds. Aiden Lewis, 2 points and a rebound. And Samuel Lancaster also with the rebound. They're scoring for the Mustangs. For the Warriors here.
Which one are you looking for?
I got him right
All
here.
right.
So Sunray also with 7, tied with Curry Rogers for the lead among all scorers. Plaster with 5, and Thomason with 3, and then Reyna with 2. So not a whole lot of people scoring for either team, but not a lot of points on the board either. And like I said, turnovers, they're going to be the difference in the second half between who has the lead, who maintains the lead, and even shooting beyond the arc. Mustangs 2 for 9. Indiahoma 3 for 11 beyond the arc. So both teams, a lot of shots, and not seeing too many go in. Hopefully for the Mustangs that'll change.
Let's hope so. Good report there, Blake. Appreciate that. Yeah, you're right. Zone defenses, as a general rule, kind of give Fort Cobb a little trouble. But these guys are pretty big, athletic, and they really push you out. It's hard to shoot over them. And so so far our best offense is Cray Rogers working in the paint. And hopefully we can get back to that in the second half. All right, let's take this moment here to thank our sponsors. Appreciate all those folks. We wouldn't be on the air without them. And I know it's good to be
and get you back up and running.
Bring these games into your living room, especially on these road games when it's a pretty good distance to travel. And we're thankful for all our sponsors that we can have these broadcasts. Folks back home can watch their favorite Mustangs play. Southwest Oklahoma Driving School, Mr. Kent Sexton. Phone number is 580-512-6936. If you need to have a youngster that needs to take driving school, give old Kent a call and he can hook you up. The Carnegie Fiber over in Carnegie, Oklahoma, they have a great fiber optic internet system, and appreciate their support of the Fort Cobb Broxton Mustangs. Ouachita Valley Bank there in Fort Cobb, longtime supporters of Fort Cobb Broxton. Appreciate all the work and effort that they have in our community. Also like to thank T-Birds convenience store located there in Fort Cobb, and Mr. Travis Birchie operating that store. They do a great job in serving the community, especially with the school kids at lunchtime and all the teams that travel in from out of town. They've got an excellent deli and nice convenience store. They do a great job at Fort Cobb. And if you need to sell any property, ABC Superior Realty is the place to call. Shelley Allen. She can take care of all your real estate sales purchases that you need to make, and she does an outstanding job in the Fort Cobb area as well. All right, break. Let's take a 3-minute timeout. We'll come back. We'll have second half action. You're listening to Fort Cobb Broxton Mustang basketball on FCBMustangs.tv.
Well, you should be. Call Versatile Networks today at 405-217-0267 or visit versatilenetworks.com for more information.
Allegiant Marketing Group produces inbound lead generation for our clients through integrated traditional and digital campaigns. We continuously develop new strategies, tactics, and productive efficiencies so you can reach your target market and get a measurable return on investment. This fast-paced world demands for your products and services to be presented at the moment your buyers need them. Targeted and innovative marketing creates your success. Call AMG today, your marketing partner.
Welcome back to Indiahoma. Are we on? Mustangs trailing 17-15 at the half here at Indiahoma. We have Blake has some scores from around the state in Class in basketball. Go ahead, Blake. What do you got?
A few Class B scores. I would assume a lot of these games are season openers. Arapahoe Butler leads Blair in the fourth quarter, 53-28. Big Pasture leads Granite at half, 45-27. Duke, a team that's been pretty good in recent seasons. I believe either 1 or 2 years ago they won state.
Yes, they did.
They're up on Lone Wolf in the fourth quarter, 52-34. And Lokiba Sickles facing Gracemont tonight. They're up 69-35 in the fourth quarter.
Okay. All right, thank you, Blake. It gives us an opportunity to talk about our upcoming contest. Fort Cobb Tuesday night will have their home opener. They'll play Arapahoe Tuesday evening there at Fort Cobb. Next Friday night, the Mustangs will travel to Chattanooga. And junior high Mustangs, they will travel on Monday night to Comanche, so quite a road trip for the junior high team. They both play, their junior high boys and girls played at Fletcher this past Tuesday, and they won both of those contests, so they'll be traveling to Comanche on Monday, and the Mustang high school team will be at home Tuesday night against Arapahoe. That'll be a contest. Will be on the air about 6:20, something like that, before the girls' contest. So look forward to that. Got our hands full here, Blake. What do you think second half? What's the keys to Mustang victory here in second half?
Limiting turnovers, get Cray Rogers involved again inside the paint. If you get him going early, that'll open up some opportunities for guys like Jackson Willits, Simeon Collins, Ian Taylor, set out on the perimeter and hit some shots. And staying aggressive on the defensive end, had a few steals there that led to buckets. I wish the way this app was set up, I could see points off turnovers.
Yeah.
But I would assume close to half of the Mustangs' points have been off turnovers one way or another. So limiting turnovers, forcing turnovers, and playing inside-out basketball on the offensive side.
Okay. What was what Fort Cobb percentage? What was their shooting percentage first half?
32%.
32. That's exactly like the girls did in the first game, weren't it?
That's correct.
Hopefully they'll heat up like the girls did in the second half today. I wonder if Fort Cobb will go to that. You know, in years past they would do that 1-3-1 trap. Be interesting to see if they ever employ that today. If Coach Hines thinks that would be effective, we shall see. He's one of the best tacticians in the game, as we talked about Coach Rogers in the girls' contest, about how well equipped they are to win close games. So it appears this one's going to be a close one. So look forward to see what Coach Hines has up his sleeve today. All right, we're set to go here in the second half. It'll be Indiehoma's basketball going left to right in their home white uniforms, and they start off with Sunray dribbling out front. And the Mustangs still in that man-to-man defense. Haven't changed in that. Aiden Lewis doing a great job trying to deny Reyna position down in the paint area. There's a three-pointer by Plaster right out of the gate. Aiden Lewis with a rebound. He missed that one badly off the back iron. And the Mustangs have a chance to tie or take the lead here. They've spread the floor. The Mustangs kind of in a four corners offense, trying to spread out this zone. These guys are so big, they take up a lot of space when they have their arms up. Collins, baseline three, no good. Tapped out to Jackson Willits in the paint, skips it around to Collins. To Rogers, in the corner to Willits. Good quick ball move by the Mustangs. 6-foot pull-up jumper won't go. Taylor battling for the rebound, but Sunray was able to tap it out to McClung, and they'll set up the offense. Mustangs looked pretty good on that offensive set. They just couldn't get the shot to drop. And that ball went off of Sunray's leg and out of bounds. Good defense by Cray Rogers as he came out and forced them into a turnover. 6:46 to play here. Third period just underway, no score. Mustangs trailing by 2. Low scoring game, 17-15. They need to get that ball a little quicker to Rogers. A bounce pass just a little bit slow. Defense is able to recover. Willits steps through two defenders. A little 8-foot runner won't go. Or teardrop. And Trace Thomason comes away with the rebound. So the Mustangs shot 32% first half, and that's gone down here as they missed the first 2 or 3 shots. There's a long three-pointer by J.J. McClung for his first basket. And it's a 5-point lead by Indiahoma. A near steal in the backcourt. And Ian Taylor set the inbound against this 1-2-2 press. And there's a steal by Sunray. Plaster, and he's fouled and one. As Willits fouled him, Sunray kind of did a little talking there after he made that one. And Plaster has 7 on the night, and he'll have a free throw attempt. I think that's 3 on Willits, I believe.
That's what I have.
And Plaster's free throw is too hard, but Reyna gets the offensive rebound. Thomason, three-pointer left wing, won't go. Reyna high for the rebound. Nobody's boxing him out. All alone McClung, layup good. Boy, the wheels are coming off all of a sudden. As the Mustangs down by 9, there's another turnover. Plaster in the paint, Taylor on his back, shot's no good. But Plaster will be at the line shooting 2, as the press has really bothered the Mustangs here in 2 possessions in a row. They just look so unsure of themselves. And we're going to have a timeout taken by Coach Hines. It'll be a full timeout. We'll be back after this 60-second break.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Ouachita Valley Bank, locally owned and operated since 1902, proudly serving the Fort Cobb area with knowledgeable and friendly professionals that actually care about your financial well-being. Online banking, loans, certificate of deposit, safe deposit boxes, 24-hour telephone banking, and an ATM. For service you can trust, Ouachita Valley Bank, 405-643-2305. Member FDIC.
Proud supporters of Fort Cobb Mustangs. The name of the store is T-Birds. Come see Connie for our daily lunch specials. Good. We offer cold drinks, hot food, and a clean environment. Also, $1 Fountain Pop Wednesdays. See you soon. We are your premier best in state driving school, located in Southwest Oklahoma.
Well, the Warriors have come out smoking here in the last minute or so of the third period. They've gone on a 7-0 run, and they lead it 24-15 as the Mustangs have yet to score here in the third period. And there's 5:40 to play, and Dylan Plaster at the line for the three-point play. Or shooting 2, I should say. He makes the first. He made a three-point play a moment ago. 10-point lead now, 25-15. And he'll have one more. He makes it cleanly. That's 9 points for Plaster, and it's an 11-point Indiahoma lead. Into the front court comes Rogers. Over to Aiden Lewis. His shot's rejected by Sunray. Willits tracks it down in the corner to Cray Rogers. Three-pointer, no good. They needed that in the worst way. Aiden Lewis battling hard to try to control the board, but he goes out of bounds off of Indiahoma. So the Mustangs will keep possession. Of good work that time by Aiden Lewis. Mustangs need a basket, Blake, in the worst way.
They do.
They've been outscored 9-0. Pass knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Fort Cobb. They're working hard. They just can't get the shots in. There's Willits. Indiahoma's got some tall young men. They really eat up the space with this zone. There's Collins' three-pointer. It won't go. Rebound, Reyna. They're controlling the boards on both ends as well. And now Dylan Plaster. Right side to Reyna. Or that's Sunray. There's Reyna, top of the key three-pointer. Rattled out, no good. And the Mustangs fumble the ball out of bounds. Had an uncontested rebound there, and they fumbled it out of bounds. You can't afford that really in a game, really get away from you in a hurry. They're trying to get it inbounded. They finally do out front to McClung, over to Thomason, who hit a three-pointer earlier. Sunray, one dribble, three-pointer, no good, rims out, good rebound by Rogers. Had his man blocked out, chased down the rebound. Here he comes in the corner. Willits, three-corner, good! Jackson Willits with his first basket of the day. It's a big one. In the first points of the second half of the Mustangs. Cuts it to an 8-point deficit, 26-18. Collins on Thomason, over to Reyna. They run a weave out front, might have shuffled his feet a bit. Bounce pass to Plaster going along the back door, and it's poked away by Collins. And it'll stay with the Warriors with 4:12 to play in the third period. Thomason set the inbound. To Plaster with Taylor on him. He shoots anyway. Three-pointer good. He drained it. Dylan Plaster with his second tray. 12 on the night for Plaster, and it's back to an 11-point lead for the Warriors. Lewis, baseball pass to Collins, over to Rogers. And he's ball taken away by Plaster, all the way down, the layup is good. Dylan Plaster with the steal and run out. And it's a 13-point lead for the Warriors, and they're smelling blood now as they're really harassing Rogers, and a foul is going to be charged to Sunray with 3:42 to play in the third. Rogers with it, crossing the timeline. They'll try to create something here. I'll tell you, this zone is formidable. Hard to shoot over it. Not very many openings. They got long arms, they're tall. Lewis, three-pointer, no good. And there's a foul on Jackson Willits as he trying to get the rebound, runs over Sunray. Is that 4 on Jackson? And he's going to be replaced by Lance Anderson, I believe that is. Yes, Lance Anderson will check in. Replacing Jackson Willits. No, he's replacing Aiden Lewis, I guess. And let's see. A lot of shuffling around going on, but it'll be Warriors basketball. The Mustangs going to press now. Kind of getting desperation time. They need to chip into this lead a little bit. Pressure in the backcourt, and there's going to be a foul on Lance Anderson. Good sportsmanship there by Anderson as he jumped high. He was going to come right down on top of Plaster, and he kept him from, kind of held him up, kept him from falling. But Coach Hines is wanting a travel. And the Warriors set the inbound to McClung. To Reyna. Mustangs in his own defense now. The man-to-man wasn't working. We're going to try zone now. With 3:03 to play in the third. Thomason, lob past it. No one in particular. Anderson jumps up and intercepts it. Here comes Taylor with it. It's Anderson along the baseline. One dribble and picks it up. That's not really a good thing to do. In the corner to Willits. Collins will try a three-pointer. No good. And Plaster high for the rebound. These guys are so tall, they're having to, the cross-court passes have to be so tall. Mustangs have to jump to catch it every time, and not really in good shooting position when they come down with it. There's Plaster all alone, three-pointer, no good against that zone. Reyna with a good board on the baseline. There's McClung, three-pointer, it's good. J.J. McClung with his second tray of the day, and it's a big lead for the Warriors, 34-18 with 2:11 to play in the third. Willits into the front court. We're going to try to reset the offense to see what we got. Now, out front will be Collins and Rogers. In the corner to Taylor. Now to Collins. Somebody needs to make a shot. Anderson will try. Baseline three, no good. Plaster there with a rebound. Mustangs have scored 3 points this period. There's Collins with an intercepted pass. Here he comes down. Pull up jumper, a little 6-footer, won't go. And it goes out of bounds off of Indiahoma. And it'll stay with Fort Cobb. 1:33 to play in the third. Mustangs have been outscored 17-3 here in the third period. Anderson with it, out front to Collins. To Taylor, he'll try a three-pointer. Good, Ian Taylor for his first basket of the day. And it's 34-18. Mustangs opened the game with a three-pointer. Haven't shot it very well since. There's Sunray. His shot won't go. Good back defense by Taylor. Rogers the other way. Wiggles through traffic. Layup won't go. Sunray with a board. And now Plaster's going to slow it down into Sunray at the free throw line. To Plaster. Wiggles through traffic. The late foot jumper won't go. Willits with the rebound. With a minute to play here in the third. Over to Collins. Now Willits will set up out front. Mustangs don't really have a point guard that can penetrate against this zone defense. Ball knocked away from out of bounds off Anderson. They really need to penetrate. To be effective against the zone, you really need somebody that can penetrate in there and kick it out, and the Mustangs didn't appear to have tonight a point guard that is doing that so far. Timeout's going to be taken, and it's going to be a 30-second timeout. We'll be back after this short break.
At Fort Cobb Public School, we can provide all the services related to driving in the state of Oklahoma, such as driver's education, in-house testing capabilities, permits, and drive testings for a license. The only thing that you will be required from DPS is your eye exam. We have certified instructors that use our cars to teach your students how to be the best drivers from the beginning. Come see us today for all your driving needs.
We're bringing fiber internet to Fort Cobb. Having fast internet is a must-have, whether you're working or learning from home. That's why we are building a fiber network in your community. We have wireless internet solutions too, available at Fort.
That right there. I hope it works out again. But first of all, I'd kind of like to win this game. You know.
Yep.
I'm not ready to concede yet. 35 seconds to play in the third. But the outlook doesn't look too good for the Mudville 9, I tell you. It'll be Indiahoma's ball with 35 seconds to play. Mustangs in a press. That double dribble, no call. Now they throw it into the front court. Mustangs come away with it. And we're going to have a stoppage and a foul charge to Indiahoma. I believe that was on Reyna. With 24 seconds to play. Mustangs would sure maybe have a little momentum if they could make a basket here at the end of the third. They trail by 13. If they could just get it into single digits, perhaps, Indiahoma might feel the pressure. Rogers dribbling, and he's going to lose his footing and fall down trying to dribble in heavy traffic, and that'll be turned over to Indiahoma. I think Rogers was trying to do what I suggested there at the timeout, was somebody try to penetrate this zone off the dribble. 7 seconds. All in the corner. Three-pointer on the way by Plaster, no good. Battle for the rebound. Thomason has it. And we're going to have a, what do we call here? 3/10 of a second to play. And someone called a timeout. I believe that was the coach. I'm not sure why. But with 3/10 of a second, we'll just keep it right here. Well, it's a full timeout. Let's take a 30-second break. We'll be right back.
Crow's Roost, alfalfa, and more. You can count on us for a fast, reliable connection to the world. We're proud to be a local provider that's part of your community. Get connected to Carnegie Fiber today.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Never know. All right, we were in a timeout. We were discussing why the coach would take a timeout here with a 13-point lead and time running down at the end of the third. Now there's only 0.3 of a second left, so it can't be a catch and shoot. It's going to have to be a tip-in situation, if I know the rules correctly. And so they're going to probably try to lob it in somehow to one of these tall guys. There's a catch and shoot, no good. At the end of 3 quarters of play, the Mustangs trailing the Indiahoma Warriors 34-21. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have fourth quarter action. You're listening to Mustang Basketball on FCBMustangs.tv.
Stream like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at squirtle.com/stream.
At Maples Nixon Dieselhorst, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Dieselhorst, and we are here to help.
One more period to go, Blake. What are we going to have to do here to get back in this ball game?
Hit some shots.
Good idea.
Mustangs now just 25% from the field. So Indiahoma not much better, 33%. Gonna have to have some shots fall and go on a little bit of a run here to get back in the game.
They will have the ball to start the fourth period. It's been a struggle for them offensively all night long, no question about it. This Indiahoma team is big. They're tall, they're husky, they're pretty athletic. They've been a handful tonight. I recall we played them last year, and we struggled to beat them last year, I think. Fort Cobb had a state tournament team last year. Ian Taylor, little 15-foot elbow jumper, rattles out. They just can't get a shot to fall. They shot 32% the first half, and Blake just mentioned they're down to 25. They've got a Lancaster in the ball game. There's a 17-footer, no good. Willits loses his footing. Thomason able to get the rebound over to Sunray. Here's a three-pointer air balls and out of bounds. The Mustangs have some openings, but they just can't convert. If they could get on a little run here, you never know what might happen. Everyone trying to figure out their roles, Blake. You know, it's a new team. It's their first game. Indiahoma played a game already. Played Navajo Tuesday night, so they kind of worked out some of their kinks in the first ball game. The Mustangs in their opening ball game. There's 3 seconds in the lane. That's probably the one call you'll see all year. And it'll be turned over to Indiahoma. So I'm sure Mustangs probably trying to, Coach Hines is over there trying to figure out what everyone's role is going to be. As we continue on, there's a pass to Plaster. He'll lay up good on a beautiful fast break. They lobbed it into Dylan Plaster, and he laid it in for 2. 15-point lead now for the Warriors. There's a great shot by Jackson Willits. Nice scoop shot. That's 5 on the night for Jackson. Much needed basket for Fort Cobb. McClung into the front court, might have traveled. Long pass over to Plaster. To Treadaway. And they call him for traveling. They've done that quite a few times. Coach Hines raises his palms to the sky like, wow. That came at a good time. Mustangs trailing by 13 now. Let's see if they can hit a three and cut it to 10 right here. Down to Lancaster. Turnaround shot. Partially blocked. And Indiahoma now has it. That is Thomason over to Sunray. Heavy pressure. McClung. Coach Hines imploring his guys to move out. There's another travel. All of a sudden they've discovered that Indiahoma shuffles their feet. Lewis will check in, replacing Lancaster.
I believe that might be a couple quarters too late.
Great observation there,
at this
Blake.
point.
Coach Hines would agree. All right, the Mustangs have another opportunity. Chip into that lead. Nice pass to Rogers, layup too strong. Kind of slipped out of his hand, I think. He made several of those shots in the first quarter. There's a drive and they're going to call a jump ball as Sunray skipped into the paint. And good defense by the Mustangs, but it'll stay with Indiahoma, unfortunately. Sunray inbound. Way out front to Thomason. And they call him for traveling again. It's funny because nothing's really different now than it was earlier in the game, but all of a sudden they're looking at his feet.
You know,
Interesting.
I believe there was a movie a few years ago, and a lot of younger parents with younger kids might recognize this movie, Happy Feet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'd say he has it. And there's a foul on Trey Rogers. The Mustangs just can't get an outside shot to drop. They've made three, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 3-pointers, but I don't know how many 3-pointers have we missed?
4 for 18.
4 out of 18. Yeah, that's part of the problem here tonight. 5:14 to play in the ball game. Sunray double teamed. They just jump above the double team and pass it out. Sunray's 3-pointer's good. Johansson Sunray, that's 7 on the night for him. And it's back to a 16-point margin for the Warriors. Willits. Got time. There's Collins. Catch fire shot, no good. And Lewis is fouled on the rebound. And so it'll stay with Fort Cobb along the baseline. Rogers set the inbound to Willits. Mustangs have really had trouble scoring here this half. They've managed only 6 points so far, and we're halfway through the fourth period. Rogers' 3-pointer won't go. Lewis muscles for a rebound. No good. Taylor comes away with it. Out to Collins. His 3-pointer's good. Simeon Collins with his second tray of the night.
Gonna need a few more of those.
Yes, sir.
Maybe a couple more walks, too.
Yeah, we need some stops down here on this end. There's Sunray. McClung, he'll try a 3-pointer. He got it. Well, you think that's not a very good shot, but McClung's hit 3 of those. That's 11 for him. Collins along the baseline. His little 4-footer's good. 2 baskets in a row for Simeon. And it's 42-28, 3:38 to play in the contest. Sunray, no really effort here to run the clock as he drives in and takes an ill-advised shot and turned over to the Mustangs. Yeah, the Indiahoma not backing off on it because of the time. They're still playing their normal speed. Now the Mustangs need to get a good shot here. 42-28. Rogers with it out front. You know, Rogers looks an awful lot like Rodney Robnett. You remember him from a few years ago?
Very
same body style, kind of same hairstyle. He had a lot of mannerisms together. He was really a nice player for Fort Cobb a few years ago, and on those state championship teams, they were really similar. Ball's turned over, back to Indiahoma. Turnovers have killed the Mustangs too. They've turned it over way more than usual. Thomason back to Sunray. There's McClung. He'll drive all the way. Had a clear path to the goal, and so he took advantage of it, and he's going to pick up a foul. Mustangs trying to trap out front. That lends itself to some of those wide open trips to the goal. And at the line will be J.J. McClung, big sophomore. Free throw no good. He's been a good three-point shooter for him tonight. He's made 3 of them. And second free throw is good. Makes the free throw, and we're going to have it was no good. They got in the lane too quick. Break for the Fort Cobb Mustangs, so no free throw there. Still 42-28. With 2:37 to play. Going to take a monumental comeback here. Now Rogers dribbles to his right, behind the back, over to Collins. They close out on him. They're playing a man-to-man now, not giving the Mustangs much opening. Taylor, 15-foot elbow jumper's no good, but he's going to go to the line to shoot 2. And Taylor, I believe he's a senior, isn't he, Blake?
He's a junior.
Junior, okay. Taylor shooting 2. And first free throw is good. That's Taylor's 4th point. Brody Devon will check in, replacing Jackson Willits.
I believe all 4, well, not all 4. Everyone except Cray Rogers on the floor is a junior, and Cray is a sophomore.
Okay. My roster didn't have the classes on there. I'm going to have to see if I can't get everybody's grades before next Tuesday. Sunray on the handle. Bounce underneath to Thomason. Back out front, around to Plaster. Baseline 3, no good. Rogers with the rebound. Under heavy pressure, and Thomason fouled him. With 1:46 to play. And it's still not a 1-and-1. And Rogers will inbound to Devon. And he has it knocked away by Plaster, but it'll stay with Fort Cobb. Indiehoma's been the aggressor tonight. There's no doubt about it. They've really played pretty well. Aiden Lewis. Shot no good over a taller defender. And into the front court will be Indiahoma. Ball tapped away by Rogers. I know we talked earlier about how many season openers the Lady Mustangs had won in a row, and I don't know. I didn't look this up, but I'm guessing Fort Cobb is probably in the range of 20. I don't know. I could ask Mickey Bellamy. He would know right off, I'm sure, but this will be the first time in quite a long time that I can remember that the Mustangs will lose their season opener. 3-pointer, no good. 1:16 to play. They played hard tonight. Just like I say, everybody's got to figure out their role. There's a basket by Sunray, scoop shot, and he's going to go to the line for the and 1 with 1:10 to play. I know that pretty rough night so far for Fort Cobb, but Coach Hines will round them into form. I'm quite confident of that. And I don't think it's really anything to not remember. Is he makes a free throw, is that Indiahoma played a contest last Tuesday night. I think that's kind of an advantage for them. They had a game under the belt. Probably not that big of an advantage, but certainly helped them some degree, I'm sure. And there's Rogers is fouled on the drive. He'll go to the line to shoot pair. But, you know, that first game, everyone's still trying to kind of figure out what their role is and what to expect, and especially when you have basically 4 new starters for the Mustangs this year, and several of them playing more minutes tonight than they had a long time, and they will they'll get better, no question about it. Mustangs will be inbounding with a minute to play. Inbound to Lewis, over to Collins. Rogers, three-pointer, good. Cray Rogers, first basket in the second half for Cray. He had 7 in the first. And it's 45-32 now with 45 seconds to play. Mustangs still pressing. Sunray in the corner to Plaster. He'll try a three-pointer, and it's no good. Tap up, no good. Ball loose on the floor and out of bounds, and it's off of Indiahoma with 29 seconds to play. Stay tuned after the game, folks, and Blake Perryman will have our post-game wrap-up for both contests tonight, or for the Mustang boys game, I should say. And then we'll hop on the bus and head back to Fort Cobb. Devon in heavy traffic. Scoop shot's good. Wow, what a shot by Devon. A spinning move under the basket with 10 seconds to play. And there's going to be a foul in the backcourt on Ian Taylor, I believe, with 7.3 to play. And Coach Hines says no more fouls, boys. We've played it hard long enough. Got to tip your cap to them. They haven't played really well, but they played hard. And I promise you they'll improve. You'll see a big improvement next Tuesday night. Free throw no good. It's tapped out of bounds off of Reyna with 6 seconds to play. And so the Mustangs will probably just dribble it out here, and that'll be it. Rogers into the front court, kicks it in the corner. Devon, three-pointer on the way, no good. And that will do it. Your final score, the Indiahoma Warriors 45, Fort Cobb Broxton Mustangs 34, as the Mustangs suffer opening season loss tonight. And congratulations to Indiahoma on a hard-fought, well-played victory tonight. So congratulations, Coach Gibson and his team. And now let's turn it over to Blake Perryman for the post-game report. Blake?
Mustangs' final numbers here, 13 for 46 from the field. That's 28%. 6 for 23 behind the arc, 26%. Only shot 4 free throws, made 2. 18 turnovers. I would assume that's going to change in the coming games. First game, a little bit younger team. You know, still trying to find their team chemistry a little bit. So I do think those will go away. Willits ends up with 8 points, 10 rebounds, 2 points shy of a double-double. Cray Rogers, 10 points, 3 rebounds. Simeon Collins, 8 points, 2 rebounds. Aiden Lewis, 2 points, 4 boards. Brody Devon, a couple points. And Ian Taylor, 4 points and a rebound. For Indiahoma, Sunray finishes with 13 points and 9 rebounds. Dylan Plaster, who was just simply put on fire in the first half, finishes with 16 and 2. Trace Thomason hit a 3. Antonio Reyna, couple points. And J.J. McClung, 11 off a few threes. First game, you know, had a few jitters. You mentioned that a few times. This is probably, like you said, one of the first season opening losses Mustangs have had in quite some time. But don't count them out just yet. I do think the season will go on just fine. If you remember, the baseball team this season.
Right.
Started out slow,
Right.
and ended up in the state finals again. So
Yeah, absolutely.
don't count them out just yet. Don't lose hope, because it's still Fort Cobb. Coach Hines knows what to do.
Yeah,
He
you said
knows-
it. You said a mouthful right there. Yeah.
I did. So
Yeah. All right. Yeah. You got anything more you want to say?
that's all from
Okay.
me. I'll turn it back
All
over
right.
to you.
All right. Well, thank you, Blake. Good job as always. Yeah, you're right about that. It's an opening game. It's a tough opponent. Indiahoma's going to beat a lot of people this year. They got good size, athletic. They hustle, play hard, and of course, Fort Cobb, when they come into the gym anywhere, they got a bullseye on their back. You know, everybody wants to measure themselves about the Mustangs. For the last several years, they come in almost every year. They're ranked number 1 or 2 in the state. So everybody, you know, they want to play their best against the Mustangs, and you know, that's a tribute to the program. But tonight, Indiahoma got the better of them, and you know, I wouldn't be surprised you won't see these guys in the playoffs again. I mean, they're both in Class B and kind of from the same area, so we've got a lot of improving to do, Blake. I think you're right about don't give up on them. They'll improve and they'll get better, and Coach Hines will figure out what roles everybody needs to play, and they'll get more comfortable in them. And I look forward, you know, to a good season. I think it'll be you'll see a lot of different guys help out probably off the bench, more so maybe this year than in times past. So anyway, disappointing that they lost, but congratulations to Indiahoma. On the other side, before we close off, we want to say congratulations to Coach Jana Rogers and the Lady Mustangs as they won their first game. They defeated Indiahoma in a girls' game tonight, 41-32. So congratulations to them and their victory. Look forward to the rest of their games. So, folks, appreciate you joining us tonight. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Once again, we want to mention them: the Southwest Oklahoma Driving School, the Carnegie Fiber, Washita Valley Bank, T-Birds, and ABC Superior Realty with Shelley Allen. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us. Hope you enjoyed our broadcast today. I'd like to thank our producer, cameraman Caden Dudgeon, our producer Caden Baker, color commentators extraordinary Blake Perryman. For all those guys, I'm Don Tyson saying good night, everybody.